What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
This time the cast that we have is just crazy, and I've been a fan of Candace since the first season of Vampire Diaries.
Anna Todd continued the story of After and After We Collided, and After We Fell is on its way, for which we are so excited. But in this video, we're going to look at movie scenes from both After and After We Collided that weren't from the books, on which these movies are based on. So guys, although many scenes were included, here's what Anna Todd changed in the story of Tessa and Hardin. Number 8. Tristan Scenes. Maybe Anna didn't change the scenes in the movie that include Tristan, but she certainly changed the gender of the character, and well, that's enough to make every scene different from the book. Anna talked about Tristan's character portrayed by the actress Pia Mia in the movie. In the book, however, Tristan is male. Now, Tristan is the love interest of the character named Steph. Todd explained that they wanted to be more different in sexuality, and according to her, this was a perfect setting in the movie. We should expect major changes in the next After movies as well, since the writer continuously proves that she wants to improvise. However, when Tessa saw Tristan and Steph make out in After, her face was priceless, and this is what most readers remembered from the book. Of course, the major change shifts the story completely, but the character is very much the same. In other words, it holds on to the same principles, regardless of gender. Number 7. The Apology and the End Scene. Now let's talk about the first movie. There's this controversy of Hardin and Tessa's relationship portrayal. The one about Hardin being strangely manipulative and emotionally brutal of Tessa. He tries to manage all phases of her life. For instance, remember when he was getting her an internship off campus? And when he came in between Tessa and her high school boyfriend? All of this happened while he was treating her brutally. Now this is clearly manipulation, and in the book, Hardin is convincing Tessa to move in with him, which is obviously a sign of his manipulation, as he's trying to keep her away from his friends. And in the end, all of this gets to the surface as it's revealed that Hardin's friends dared him to take Tessa's virginity. So, she's faced with the fact that their relationship was built on a lie. The book, however, finishes on a cliffhanger with Tessa being devastated by Hardin's stupid decision. The biggest changes made in the movie are about the ending. But in the After movie, we can see Tessa coping with the devastation that follows after the discovery. She improves her relationships with her mother and her high school ex-boyfriend. She goes back into her old room. She's also getting an internship on her own. The movie clearly shows Hardin being faced with the outcome of his own acts. Another difference is that the book in some way approves his actions since they are described as a result of falling in love. The book, however, never gives these thoughts. Also, even with Hardin attempting to get Tessa back, the movie ends on a cliffhanger, but different, leaving us without knowing if Tessa would forgive Hardin. Also, in the end, Tessa goes to see Hardin at the lake, and the movie sets up the possible renewing of the relationship. Number 6. The Bet. In the movie, Tessa has no idea that Hardin is dared to make her fall in love with him and then break up with her, but in the books, he is dared to take her virginity. One significant difference fans couldn't get over was the things Hardin was willing to do in order to win the bet. In fact, the dare was, as we said, more critical in the book, and it was about seeing if Hardin could take Tessa's virginity. During the book, you'll notice all these details of the dare being revealed. Hardin made up an explanation for Tessa and decided to keep the bloodied sheets from the night together to show his friends as evidence. In the book, there's no question whether Tessa will forgive Hardin. She's done with his bullshit until things change and After We Collided. Apartment scene changes were also made. In the film, Hardin tries to convince Tessa that she's allowed to stay in the apartment after her mother cuts her off. In the book, however, Hardin succeeds to convince Tessa into signing a contract so she won't leave him. Oh, and let's not forget about that in the book. Hardin actually kept his used condom from having sex with Tessa for the first time, also as proof to confirm he won his bet. Number 5. Zed's appearance. In the After books, Zed represents a more significant role as we find out about his feelings for Tessa. In the movies, however, he's given more limited screen time. The story focuses more on the love triangle between Hardin, Tessa, and Trevor. Zed Evans is somehow forgotten in the movie. What we got to see from him was definitely not enough to build some relationship between him, Tessa, and Hardin. When it comes to personalities, Zed and Hardin are the same people. They both have the same characteristics and the same complex mind, but when it comes to Tessa, they are literally the opposite. Number 4. Hardin's aggressiveness. In the books, Hardin is much more offensive, especially in every scene with Tessa. He's rude and he swears a lot.
Excuse me? I think that you're in the wrong room.
I'm in the right room.
Based on the character inspiration, and we all know that he was inspired by Harry Styles, the books left many fans confused as to why he's aggressive when the famous star is apparently not that way. Maybe this is why Anna Todd and people included in the movie chose to make Hardin more friendly on screen. So let's see the changes Hardin Scott's character, the bad boy with some issues, who appears as a narcissist. So guys, if you have read the books, we're sure that you noticed the idiot he is in there. Tessa is constantly confronted with his offensive comments and harmful words during their journey, but this is presented in just a few scenes in the movie.
The reason he even asked her to marry him was because she wouldn't stop throwing herself
Throwing
at him.
herself at him? He was pursuing her.
She's clearly not satisfied with her life and is looking for excitement wherever she can get it.
Well,
The same goes for Carol's characterization. She's very distinct in the movies. She's not a toxic mother character, she's actually loving and caring.
We have worked too hard for this, and I don't want you to be distracted by anyone.
It's unclear if this will turn in the coming movies, but now, the movie Carol is much better than the book Carol. Number 3. Less graphic scenes. If you haven't read the books and you think the movies were steamy, well, we'll just recommend you read the books. After We Collided is much more precise about these scenes than After, but both scenes are also great when it comes to steamy, sensual scenes. We also got an extra best thing in After We Collided. Hi, Dylan Sprouse! After We Collided is practically the same universe as After, with, of course, some major changes. We remember that After was rated PG-13, but the sequel changed things, making itself an R rating from the MPAA. There are loads of sex scenes in Anna Todd's After book series that the films are based on, but the first movie didn't include several of them.
I'm really happy and proud of the sexual scenes that we made, and I personally find them beautiful.
However, and After We Collided, we got to see our favorite actors in a steamy yoga scene, which was definitely one of the best scenes in the entire movie, but they also made love in the office. And if you compare the scene in the book and in the movie, well, according to some fans, the scene is better when you read it. So the book is the winner in this one. Number 2, more changes. As we previously said, After We Collided is much more extreme than the first After movie. It has an R rating that occurs from sexual content and language. We saw some lovemaking scenes that were a part of the After franchise, but we also heard some words like fuck and shit in the screenplay. There's some drinking in the movie as well, though there's no significant appearance of drug use. So there's a lot of nudity in the second After movie. However, we didn't see something we weren't supposed to see except hero Fiennes' bare butt, where Fiennes Tiffin is found in the shower scene before the end movie. Aside from Hero's butt, we also saw some flashes of skin in a few of the film's sensual scenes, but nothing that was revealing too much. Number 1, the potential triangle. After We Collided is filled with wow moments, and as we previously said, more than a few steamy scenes between its stars, Tessa and Hardin, and of course, Trevor, which is portrayed by Dylan Sprouse. But the movie nearly ended with 2 love triangles involved in Hardin and Tessa's already complicated story. The film's producer Roger Cumble said to ET that Tessa needed more people fighting for her attention, but the director had to stay committed to the books by Anna Todd, and After We Collided, the book, Tessa is not only involved with Hardin, but with his friend Zed and her coworker Trevor. However, because of time limitations, one triangle, Zed, was left out. Hardin and Tessa's relationship in the book should not be admired according to fans, because of its incredibly unhealthy ways. But the After movie develops their characters and relationships so much that their dynamic is much better. Also, due to these changes, After, the movie, is a more powerful story, and conclusively more enjoyable than the book on which it's based on. We end our video here, guys. Which moment from both, After and After We Collided, is your favorite? Also, are you excited for After We Fell? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing videos such as this. Thanks for watching!